Hello, this is Matt Houzz with Houzz, and I'm going to explore some of the features that we have on the Houzz Pro app. Now, this is on my laptop, so we're doing a quick screen record. Now, the first thing I'm going to try is the projects. Now, if you're just a homeowner, you're not going to see these Houzz Pro functions. These are for like architects, designers, carpenters, contractors, things like that. So these are some of the features that you have. Now I'm not sure what exactly unlocks these. I know that with the package that we have, we're able to access all these. So the first thing I'm gonna look at to do is create a new project. Now the reason I'm doing this, I do use another CRM. However, there are some limitations there. So I'm exploring how this works on Houzz. So we're gonna look at says all projects. So we're going to click on that and then see if we can create a new project. So first thing you do is, and then guys, this is my first time. I have set up one before, but this is a little bit different. So this is going to, so the project name, so it's going to call it Lennox Road. That's where it's located. The client, for right now, I'm just going to put my information in there just so you guys don't have their information. So create new client. So this would be Hootie Hoots, or say Hootie Hoots. That's our logo. It's a green owl, and we'll just use my. Let's just do info at softwares.net. I'll go back and then change that a little bit later. But this is just so I can add to this. Now, what's neat about this is other platforms only allow you to add one client. This one allows you to add like 5 or 6 clients. And if they're already on the platform, they automatically get an invitation to this particular project. I don't think these are required. Now, if you don't fill out the address, I believe it'll make you fill it out later, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now. I'll just say Lennox Road. I mean, it's not, you don't see the address on there. City is Atlanta. Georgia. Let's try that again. Georgia. All right, so I'm going to click save. Now this is our project. So the project type, this is a renovation. So let's just call it home remodeling. Project code, I don't really know what that is. This project code is optional, helps you identify documents. Okay. All right, so we have the logo. Hootie Hoots is the financial budget. Now you can put that in there. I'm not going to put that in there for right now. Project information, project scope. Again, we don't need any of that. So click done. So now we have this set up. So once you've set up the project, that unlocks a lot of the other features. Now I did try this setting up a project one time before. I was not able to add a client to it. I'm sorry, I had to add a client to it in order to be able to use this. So that's why I'm just adding our logo as the client for right now for privacy reasons. But also if you just want to have it in a sandbox mode, that's a good workaround to see how this works. So in the client's Hootie Hoots. Now I'll probably, once I add the real client later, I'll delete our logo. That way I can use this as a default client later on. So some of the cool features that we have in here, we've got messages, timeline. Timeline is a schedule, and I have played around with this on the, I guess, default project that we have. I mean, it works pretty much like any other scheduling software. You've got that, so this is in the Gantt view. You can also look at the calendar view. So if you guys are good at scheduling, I've noticed that it does have all the features that you need for a basic construction schedule. So really no complaints there with that. We'll do another video later on about how to set up a schedule. And I believe that you can even import, no, they said we could. I believe that we can actually import some templates that we have for schedules. So we'll play around with that later. The main reason I wanted to set this one up for this particular client is we're looking at the daily logs. Now I use this in another program that we work with. It's very useful, but again, when I send that daily log out, it only goes to one person on our other program that we're using. So that's why we're exploring Houzz, see how this works. And they promise that I can actually create the daily log and send it to the whole team instead of just one person. Now, when you're setting up subs and you're also setting up new clients, you've got different parameters you can set up for them for what they can see and what they can't see. And in this case, I'm going to have 6 people on the client file because there's some investors involved, some real estate agents. That way, when I send out a log with the images, that way everybody else on the team gets that information. So this is actually pretty neat. This looks like it's a template, so it gives us the address, the overview. So that's a sample log. Let's just go ahead and click duplicate and edit. Again, that's the address, the overview, today's work. We're doing some demolition. Again, I'm not going to send this to anybody because there's nobody to send it to besides our logo, and our logo is not real, even though they have more friends on Facebook than I do. Pending actions, again, just we'll talk about anything that's there. So this isn't bad. This is similar to how we do some of our other logs. So for a daily log, this is maybe a little bit too much information. However, for a weekly log, this is pretty good, especially if you're looking at pending actions. And also just sometimes I'll have upcoming events. So I like to talk about what we've completed that week and also what to plan for the next couple weeks. That way, I'll probably use this daily log or something like that. Probably might be able to do that with messages as well. So it looks like we've got templates for the messages. So we can customize the templates. Now, if you find yourself saying the same thing over and over to different clients, I really find that the templates are a good feature. Now, what they told me with the daily logs, because I was asking where we can store the images and stuff, if you actually attach a picture right here, that you can go and look at all the images in one location. So we'll play around with that and come back later to show you how that feature works. But again, if you don't already have a project management software, I've looked at some of the basic features that they have. It has what you need if you're just getting started out with construction, if you have a limited budget, with the promise that they're adding a lot more features. So I've got my wish list of what I want, but again, I've been doing this for several decades, so I'm fairly particular about what I'm looking for in a project management software. And I do believe that they will have most of the features that I'm looking for by the end of this year, where I've had promises from other people, other software developers. It's like, yeah, we're working on that. We're aware of that issue. It's been 4 or 5 years. I still don't see those things resolved. So I do believe that the Houzz Pro team is committed to making all these updates and changes. And I'll be honest, like there's so many things here that I didn't even know they had. I'm looking at, you've got purchase orders, change orders, invoices, the estimates feature. I played around with that a little bit in some of the templates that they have. Pretty cool. You can look at a bathroom. You've already got like 87 parts to that bathroom. You can build out your own template. So if you already have unit costing figured in and you know exactly what things are going to cost, this is pretty cool. So you can go through and basically change the quantities and have an estimate. Maybe you have like 5 or 6 different bathrooms. If you're just a bathroom contractor or just a kitchen contractor, you've got 5 or 6 different ways that you like to build out, or different scenarios. You come in here, change the quantities, and you can give somebody a pretty quick estimate. It's like, hey, this is where we are based on your scope of work. I think this is what the cost could be, just to make sure they're fit. It's a good way to qualify them as well. So again, some pretty cool features in here. It looks like you can tag it by the room. The groupings by category, that's actually really neat. So this is something that I've seen in other project management softwares, like especially if you're looking at the estimates. You can so we can actually tag, like create 5 or 6 bathrooms, but instead of everything being jumbled together, it looks like we can actually name the different bathrooms. So like bathroom 1 through 5, and then we could see the cost for each bathroom. It looks like if we have this tagged for a particular category, so like tile, countertops, or something like that, it looks like you'll see all the costs for a particular category. So again, this looks like it could be pretty helpful, especially on the estimating side. Again, guys, I'm seeing this for the first time, some of these features. So as I'm exploring, I'm just thinking of how useful this is. They did tell me that you can go through and rename some of these features. So if you have a CSI code for flooring that you want to use instead of just saying flooring, there's also like many different types of flooring. You've got tile, you've got hardwoods, you've got carpet, just to name a few with respect to that. So again, that's a pretty cool feature. Let's go back and look at some of the other features that they have here. So I'll definitely be using the timeline. I'll be definitely looking at the messages, notes in the daily logs. Now files, you can upload files to here, and they did say that they are working on some nesting capabilities where you can have folders in the files. Again, I've not played around with that yet. All right, so we've uploaded an image. Now it says share with. It looks like we can choose which subs can look at the file. We can look at the client dashboard, see if they have access to it. And also it looks like we can have our team members look at that file as well. Now, if you want to upload something, but you don't want the subs to look at it, say if you're a contractor or if you don't want the client to see it, if it's just internal information that's just more informational, you don't necessarily have to share it with them. However, if you do want to share it just with the client, but not with your trades, you can do that. Or just with the trades, not the client, you can do that as well. So it looks like there are ways of, you can rename the file and you can share the file as well. So it looks like you can upload it, click the share button. So, okay, that's the same thing as what we just did a second ago. So when you look at it, you give them access, people can see it. So again, files work, once they have folders, that'll even be even more useful. Estimates are nice because you can create that estimate. Now the takeoff tool is one of the things that I'll probably be using that I've not seen in a lot of different pieces of software. So you can upload your PDF. Now I've used some other softwares where you upload it and it's, say the file is too small, or, too large for here. I've uploaded some really large files, and I tried this out, just the takeoff tool before, and it didn't complain about the size of the file, and it was a very large file. So you can upload this, and you can do takeoffs, you can do linear takeoffs, you can do square footage takeoffs. So I'll do another video on that, and again, make sure you hit the notification and subscribe so you can kind of see some of the other videos. But we'll play around with that feature. I mean, I probably have 8 hours of content just going through all the different features here. But the main reason I just want to show this to you is this is a really good tool. This is a fun tool to, especially if you're just getting started in construction, and you don't have a huge budget. So if you're just getting started and you don't want to buy all these different types of software, if you don't want to buy takeoff tool, estimating software, looks like you can do some accounting, basic accounting here, and project management. And again, this isn't super robust for a commercial project, but for residential, especially if you're just doing interior renovations or building houses, you're doing custom houses, this is a really good tool for that. And I believe that in the next couple of years, this will probably start supplanting some of the other competitors that are on the market. Again, Houzz has that bigger database. It looks like it's easier to get people to sign up. If subs are already in here, if they're already a Houzz member, they can connect to your projects much easier versus some of these other programs that we use. We have to invite them individually, and each contractor has to set these subs up. So I believe that if they're already in the Houzz program, you can easily connect to them using this platform. So again, we'll continue to explore this, but that's just my quick overlook on this, take and see how we can use it. So I'll turn the camera off and play around with this a little bit more, add my clients to that, and then once we start working on some takeoffs, I'd love to create a video and just show you how versatile that tool is and how those takeoffs you can use that to take that information and put it into the actual estimate. Now, if you are a user of Houzz Pro and you have some tips and tricks that you'd like to share with us, leave a link in the comments below if you have a video on it. And we'd also just like to know if you have any other questions. I am working directly with the professionals at Houzz they're asking me questions about how we would want to use this. So I've got a very long list, and probably be working with them for a year or two, and on our projects, showcasing how our projects can work within their program. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and we've got 2 additional videos for you. Check those out, and let us know if you want anything else. Thanks again. See you guys next time.